What a different Easter, folks. We are almost always together. Good Friday, Easter morning, and what a different time during the COVID-19. We are going to this morning give you a biblical account of the resurrection of Christ, and it is taken from the four Gospels in the Bible. Jesus rose from the dead early on Sunday morning. As the new day was dawning, Mary Magdalene, Johanna, Mary the mother of James, and several other women went out to visit the tomb where Jesus had been laid. Suddenly there was a great earthquake, for an angel of the Lord came down from heaven. He rolled aside the large stone at the entrance of the tomb, and then he sat on the stone. His face shone like lightning, and his clothing was as white as snow. The guards shook with fear when they saw him, and they fell into a dead faint. Then the angel spoke to the women. "Do not be afraid," he said. "I know you are looking for Jesus, who was crucified. He is not here. He is risen from the dead, just as he said he would happen. It would happen. Come see where his body was lying. And now go quickly and tell the disciples that he is risen from the dead, and he is going ahead of you to Galilee. You will see him there. Remember what I have told you." The women ran quickly from the tomb. They were very frightened, but also they were filled with great joy. And they rushed to give the disciples the angel's message. And as they went, Jesus met them, and he greeted them. And they ran to him. They grasped his feet and worshipped him. Then Jesus said to them, "Do not be afraid. Go tell my brothers, the disciples, to leave for Galilee, and they will see me there." The women ran, and they found Simon Peter and John, the one who Jesus loved. They said, "They have taken the Lord's body out of the tomb, and we don't know where they've taken him."
Then Peter and John started out for the tomb. But John outran Peter and reached the tomb first. He stooped and looked in and saw the linen wrappings lying there, but he didn't go in. Then Simon Peter arrived and went inside, and he also noticed the linen wrapping lying there. And while the cloth that had covered Jesus' head was folded up and lying apart from the other wrapping, then John, who had reached the tomb first, also went in, and he saw, and he believed. For up until then, they still had not understood the scriptures that said Jesus must rise from the dead. And then they went on home that Sunday. And I want to just take a minute here and say, God has for us that same journey Jesus took into the grave and back out. And we need to realize that we went into the grave through sin. That's what separated us from God. And then because of what we're hearing today about the resurrection of Christ, we are coming out from the power of sin, from the power of the grave, into the new life with God. In the evening, the disciples were meeting behind closed doors because they were afraid of the Jewish leaders. And suddenly, Jesus was standing there among them. "Peace be with you," he said. And as he spoke, he showed them the wounds in his hands, his feet, and his side, and they were filled with joy. And when they saw the Lord, again he said, "Peace be with you. As the Father was sent me, so I am sending you."
Jesus spent 40 days here before returning to heaven. Before leaving, Jesus gave the Great Commission. Go into all the world and preach the good news to everyone. During this time of the COVID-19 outbreak, it's my prayer that each one of us take every single opportunity we have to share the good news of Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Amen.
God be with you.